Hi everyone, I'm Miriam and you're watching Currently Wearing Presents. In this episode we will talk about the Swiss luxury watch brand 88 Rue de Rhone with its co-founder Pierre Bernheim. But before we start, I have a question for you. How do you choose your watch? Is it based on the brand, the price, the quality, the design? Well, leave us a comment below letting us know how you choose your watch. Pierre, welcome. It's a pleasure having you on Currently Wearing Presents.
Hi Miriam, the pleasure is for me. Thank you very much for having me.
Why did you choose to create a new watch brand and why watches? What attracted you to the industry?
So first about watches, it's important to know that my grandfather was a watchmaker and he started to work with watches in 1946. My grandfather was Raymond Weil, the founder of the eponym brand Raymond Weil itself. And since I'm a child, I'm into watches. I've been growing with watches, living with watches, everything in my family was about watches. So to me, actually I never thought of, what else could I do? Watches were probably the only items or things that I had to work with later on in my career. And so I think that answered the reason why watches. Why new? It's because of course by being within the watch world for forever, I figured in about 2011 that there was a gap in the market for a classic but contemporary watch. I thought, why are there not any watches matching somebody like me? I would say a newcomer in the job industry, in the work industry, who would like to get something modern but as well classic, and there was none back in those days. So we have explored that segment, that gap in the market, and I said, maybe I should do my own brand like my grandfather did, and of course I got my whole family support because this is what we know how to do. Mm-hmm. The number 8 is in Asia the lucky number. And in entrepreneurship you can be a very hard worker, work a lot, but in the end of the day you need a bit of luck. You need to meet some people at the right time, at the right place, so everything goes a little bit with luck. And in 2011 actually I thought, my brother and myself were the two involved in the founding of the brand, so we knew we had to use the number 8, but we were like, okay, we have to bring luck to, I would say, each of us, So that's why the number 8.
For those who don't live in Switzerland, Rue de Rhone is the most expensive street in Geneva. And I was wondering, why did you choose to name your brand after it?
It's a very interesting question. Why Rue de Rhone? I wanted something that sounds Geneva, but that is not Geneva. I really wanted my brand to be different. So I say this brand was born to be different. So we wanted to actually play with two things with Rue de Rhone. First, the street, the rue, as we say in French, which is a way to something. And Rue de Rhone is the luxury street in Geneva. So I wanted to play with the road to luxury, so the road to success. Mm-hmm. And this is, also what I wish to everybody that, wrist or wear one of my watches, is that these watches will bring them with the differences that we have to success.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of luck also.
And a lot of luck as well, of course.
When I buy 88 Rue de Rhone watch, can I be sure that it was made in Switzerland?
Absolutely, for many reasons. First, it's because I don't know how to do a watch that is not made, in Switzerland. Second is I only know Swiss supplier, so I would not be able to go and you would come to me and say, please make me a watch from Asia or from France. I would be like, I'm sorry, it would take probably 2 or 3 years because I need to know the right people. Third, our factory are in Switzerland, are in Moutier, in the Jura Estates. We buy Swiss movement, so the assembly job is also happening in Switzerland. My components are coming from Switzerland. And to respect the Swiss-made policy or rule, the watch head, this part of the watch has to be 60% made out of Switzerland. And we're far above that level. So definitely you can be confident, 100% sure our watches are made in Switzerland.
What makes 88 Rue de Rhone watches different from watches in the same price category?
So I would say first the quality for value. Definitely we have the highest quality you can expect out of that price range. It's just because, you know, I'm from a watchmaker family. I inherited, I would say, that passion for watches from my grandfather, then from my father. My brother and myself are both in the watch industry. So for me, a watch that is not qualitative, that is not, I would say, embodies the value of the price point, it's not a watch. And not only we care of our watches, but we also care of our customers. You know, behind me I have a family. I just can't afford that, you know, my watches have bad fame, bad reputation, and then I'm unemployed because then I'm out of the industry, and basically watches are the everything, you know, for me. Second, I pay very much attention to details. I think it's very interesting not only to produce a dial, some hands, a case, and a strap. It's important to have more. And I like that my customers, when they feel the watch, they touch the watch, they just don't see, oh, there is a nice strap, it's yellow, and the dial is blue. I would like them to spend some time on the dial and say, ah, but there is this, or we have small head here, or look at the crown, there is a monogram engraved, look at the case. So I want them to feel like they are spending money on something that is really worthwhile.
You have just launched a new collection. What inspired you when you were creating it?
You know, I'm a professional pilot as well, and when I'm in the air, I'm looking at the environment. Of course, I'm looking outside the windows. I see things, I see elements. The nature influences me a lot, and then I come back, and most of the time I have design idea, drawing ideas. And lately I was actually flying by night, so it was dark. So came up the idea to go for some dark colors, so came up black. The first instrument you see in front of you is the attitude indicator that indicates the ground, or if you are, a straight and level flying. So you can see the blue part, which is the sky, the brown part, which is of course the earth, the ground. So with that watch, you would see that every hours indicated from 9 to 3 will be with indexes, and from 3 to 9 hours will be shown by numbers, Arabic number. So there is the duality, sky and ground, that I put on that watch, as well as the night environment that I flew in that day with the black color. And also I would say as a way to follow the road, follow the route I was flying on. There is the head end, and as well, if you look very closely to the watch, you will see that on the dial we played again with another duality, round and square. You can see very, very small but many square, and they are surrounding the sub counters for the chronograph. It's a watch with a lot of details.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Could you give 3 tips to entrepreneurs who are just starting out?
So the 3 most stupid tips I can give them is, first, get yourself a big bottle of whiskey because you will need it. Second, when will come the time to jump out the window, try to get a very high apartment where from you can jump. No, the true answer is, first, don't expect any results, outcome within the first 2 years. I think we have a saying in French, Rome was not built in one day, and I think it's very true. Give yourself 3 years before you make a decision about carry on or not. Second, don't expect that it will be like you hear on Facebook or on Instagram when you're looking at other people's successes, because we are always fed up by what the other are doing well, but you never see what the other have done wrong. So you always believe that, oh my God, I'm the only one that is not succeeding. Look at that guy, look at this guy. But the reality is not that. I mean, even if you look at those you believe are succeeding in their entrepreneurship, if you look at the bottom line, if you look at numbers, you will be surprised that most of the biggest or most well-known or well-recognized entrepreneurs are finally not making a penny in the end of the year. And the last tip I can give them is, find yourself something you like. Because if you don't have the passion for doing, if you don't have the passion for the item or I would say, the thing you're working on, you cannot give the extra mile that you need. And when you're an entrepreneur, there is no showing up at 8:30 in the morning in the office and leaving at 5:30. Entrepreneurship is really from 9 to 9, and I mean 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Actually, about me, my mind keeps thinking, even at night. Sometimes I wake up at 2 a.m. and I have to write down what I'm dreaming of, because I might forget it in the morning, and it could be brilliant as an idea. Voilà. So, and guys, good luck, because you need a lot of luck. You can be a hard worker. As I said to you before, in the end, you need luck.